Welcome to day 60 of 1,350 days. Today I have 5 sales to report, bringing the total to 1,161 copies altogether. Now, the subject of today's video is my first ever 1-star review on Amazon. Now, at the moment I have, I think, 42 reviews on amazon.co.uk. I think 40 of those are 5-star and 2 of those are 4-star. On amazon.com I have 21 reviews. I think 18 of them were 5-star, 2 of them were 4-star, and just last week I had my first ever 1-star review. Now I'm going to show you this this review because I think it's actually quite a there's an impact beyond the review itself. Okay, so here we go. This is a review from The Flying Scot, giving me my book 1 star only and describing it for foolish dreamers only. So he's saying the book utters nothing but abstraction. He's peddling a false idea. There are no superheroes in real life. It's your challenge to conform to it reasonably well. If you can do that, you'll make a reasonably secure life for yourself. If you can't, you'll experience privation, misery, and great ennui. And you need a good mate. Yeah, okay, so we get the sort of gist of his review, and you can read it there. Now, this actually pissed me off because it's fair enough if you give a bad review and talk about that the writing isn't good, the structure isn't good, he doesn't support his points very well, or he's not saying anything, he's not actually saying anything with this book. Fair enough, that's all credible things. But what he's essentially doing is slamming the entire premise of the book. So you've got to ask, why did he even buy it? What was the point in purchasing the book if you already know that you're completely against the idea of the book? Basically, Escape the System is about breaking free from a conventional life. If you find yourself in a position where you're frustrated with conventions of both working and living and want something else, then this is the book for you. So I just want to pick out a few of the things that are wrong or incorrect with his comment, because this comment, if I had received this, I think 10 or 12 years ago, it's the kind of comment that would really have crushed me at the time. As it was, it annoyed me because it's a 1-star review and I don't want that up there on my record, especially when in my mind it's not a justified review because he's criticizing the whole premise of the book, which is just pointless. Why would you buy it? Anyway, that's the level it annoyed me on now. It didn't annoy me or dishearten me to the point where I thought, actually, this guy's got a point, because what he's written here is, I would say, the dominant view of life. We have a choice to either follow our dreams or to conform. We're either believers or we're conformists. And I'd say most people are conformists. And furthermore, within those conformists, there's a certain section of people that want to hold others down. They want to hold the dreamers down, basically. They want to hold them back because I don't know why. Maybe it makes them feel better for having given up on their own dreams if they don't see other people succeed at living their dreams. So they want to spread this message that it's just not possible. He's saying that to have a good life for yourself, your challenge is to conform. Now the problem here is he obviously isn't somebody who minds conforming. If you don't like conforming, if it's something that bothers you, you know that no matter how hard, if you're a square peg trying to fit in a round hole, no matter how hard you try to fit in, something's always nagging at you. You just can't do it. No matter how many things you compromise about your beliefs and values and your behavior and what you're doing, something nagging away at you won't let you do it. So he's saying that if you listen to that voice and follow your dreams, you're going to experience privation, misery, and great ennui. Well, the problem here is that if you conform, you're going to live your entire life feeling caged and trapped. So I'm afraid he's completely wrong in what he's saying. And the other point I want to bring out is the very headline, for foolish dreamers only. Now, what he's suggesting is basically a lifetime of stagnation. And if everybody followed this guy's point of view, nothing would ever change. And it's funny, I was reading a book today, it's called The Magic of Believing. I was reading a section about a woman called Mrs. Bondurant, who around the turn of the 20th century, so we're talking 1910, I guess, was involved in a lot of work to push forwards women's rights and children's rights. And obviously somebody who didn't conform, who realized that there was a need to change and went about doing it. And I found it very interesting and poignant that she said this. Let me find this quote. Here we go. All the great forward movements, or as a matter of fact, I might say, all of the great things in this world have been done by men and women who were dreamers and believers in their dreams coming true. And that's coming obviously from authority on the subject, somebody who's dared to dream, been successful and seen that it's the only way to create positive change. So my whole point in this is not just to rant and vent against this guy. It's a point for you guys watching this channel. This is a channel for dreamers, essentially. I am pursuing a dream, and I'm hoping that you guys watching this as well are also pursuing your dreams. Now, what you need to know is when people make comments like that, when you hear something like that, not just directly to you, but in the media, in the sort of general opinion and consensus about how the world works, you must ignore it. If you find yourself in that position where people are saying that dreams don't come true, you're a foolish dreamer, then remember the quote of Mrs. Bondurant and remember the achievement of every great person this planet has ever known. The only reason we have progress is because people challenge the status quo and want to create something better. So do remember that and hold on to your dreams. Okay, so that's this episode over. Day 60 is finished, and I'll see you for day 64.